What's up, my painters? Today is part 2 of how to paint a Chaos Demon Possessed. And I'm going to be finishing up the model today. And we're going to be mainly doing details, highlights, and a little bit more shading and some coverings of art code. And yeah, but also, woo! Got my first paycheck. And it's been really busy for me lately, so I'm really sorry if I haven't been able to pump out videos. I haven't been able to even touch my miniatures until like I think 2 days ago, and the Games Workshop painting competition is today, and I pulled an all-nighter finishing up this model. So I really hope you guys like it, and I'll see you guys later.
What's up, painters? Paul here, and today in this video we're going to be highlighting up the Chaos Possessed. And what I did off camera before recording was I went over the model with a 1 to 1.5-ish to 1 to 1 of Naggaroth Night, Mordium Blue, which is the 1.5 to like 1.5 to 1, I guess, just a little bit more than a Naggaroth Night, to 1 thinner medium, and then to 1 drop of water, which makes it really thin down. And what I did was I just painted it over onto the surfaces, and I left some of the primary colors behind first. So now what I'm going to do is I add a little bit more Mordium Blue to the model, and we're just going to take a look at the top of the model, and we're going to paint whatever would be directly hit by sunlight. And this would actually this will have a nice, it will make a nice transition into the brighter final highlight of just pure Mordium Blue. And as you see, what I'm doing is I'm feathering the color, but still leaving some of the first color behind, of the first highlight. And this one's going to be really quickly, and yeah, we're just going to feather the models, the color, but we really want some of the other color left behind. It's going to be a very steady transition. It's not going to be too heavy, so you want to take a look at the top of the model, such as that. You want to take and paint in what you see is where the sunlight will most likely hit the model. And you want to leave some of the previous color behind, so it'll have a nice transition. So you take a look at the top of the model and go over it very lightly. So I'll finish this up and we'll be right back. Okay, so after that's done, we're going to go over the model with a 1 to 1 to 1 mixture of pure Mordium Blue, thinner medium, and water. And we're going to go hit the very tops of where the sun would hit. And if you hold your model down like that and you look down, you can basically see all the blue parts that you want to paint a lighter blue, and you can see the color transitions from here to up to here where it gets a little lighter. So here we go. 1 to 1 mixture of Mordium Blue, thinner medium, Vallejo thinner medium, and water. So I'm looking down and I'm going to paint only this part right here. A very fine
to very fine highlight, and you can see if you paint with where the light bounces off, that will be where you want to paint. And you really want, and you can feather the model, the color I mean, into the previous color, so that you don't just get like a little blunt transition. So just so you can see that one part of the blue is a lot lighter, and then we're going to do on this side as well. You can see right where the light bounces off the model. We're going to paint right where that is. And that's it. And so here again, right here, I find it better to just paint it as if there weren't going to be any wings on it, just because I want to, because even if the wings get attached, they'll end up covering it anyways, and I really don't want to forget any spot that aren't covered by the wings to really have the highlights that I really want it to have. So as you can see, I'm just painting the shoes. Let me just try to get a tip on my my paintbrush again. So as you can see, we built up from a dark blue, or a dark bluish purple, to another lighter blue, purple, and then finally to a pure blue. A pure dark blue is what we built up to. And that's exactly where we want to do, what we want to do, what we want to see from our transitions of our model color. And you can see that I'm taking OSL into account here when I'm painting these little butt flaps right here. The darker areas would be at the very top, right underneath the belt, and right underneath the second plate, or the first plate, and then it gradually built up to the very top. So now that that's done, we're going to highlight the gold. And with that, we're just going to take a pure gold, Auric Armor Gold. We're going to put it onto our wet palette. Oh, no, I forgot to paint the head. I don't want to do that. Don't want to forget about that. The head is where usually most of the attention goes to, so... And if you want, you can kind of cheat a little bit, and before you go over the final highlight again of just pure Mortium blue, you can actually get known oil and put it in the recesses, or where you think the shadow would be, and where it would most really complement the shadow in your highlighting techniques. And that's all there is to it. Okay, and then the chin. We're going to be covering it with the white skull later on anyway, so. And I believe that does it for our blue highlighting, or no, never mind. Highlight.
You can see how I really like steady my fingers by putting one pinky on the model, and then I just kind of turn it, and I really highlight the areas or do detail work, whichever. And again with the OSL, as you can see, when the light is shining down on the model like that, the light would really bounce off and really only hit the bottom parts, and then this part will be the darkest, and then it gradually gets a little lighter, and finally at the bottom right here it gets the lightest. You can see right there the transition. It's very subtle. It's not too bright, but if you scrutinize the model and such as during a painting competition and such, like as a judge, you would really see the transition. It's very subtle from far away. The model just looks blue right now, kind of ultramarine-y. Smurfs. Matt Ward. But the transition is there. Fear not, my friends. Fear not. The transition is there. And that should about do it. Did it hit that spot? Let me just hit it again and make it a little lighter. Just a little bit lighter. This part right here. This part would be hit a lot by the sun. So what I actually do is I actually use the tip of the brush, and I barely touch the model with it, and that gives me really fine handling with details and such. So that should about do it, and I'll prepare the Auric Armor Gold, and I'll be right back for the gold highlighting. Okay, so now we're back with Auric Armor Gold, and I thinned it down 1:1 with water and Auric Armor Gold. And we're just going to go over all the gold pieces, but we're going to leave all the darker areas in the previous color, such as these ridges on this chaos symbol right here, that upside down arrow on his armor pad. And we're just going to simply go over everything. So, since it's going to take a while, maybe I should just banter a bit. So this whole entire week, it's just been really busy, and I've just been waiting to get back onto painting things, and finally, you know, it's a Thursday, and I can finally have some time, just a little bit of time before I go to doing homework all weekend tomorrow, to really finish this video, and coverage, to go over this whole entire video and just show you guys step by step on how to do a chaos possessed. School is kicking my butt, that's for sure. I come home tired every day, and I don't know, lately I've been having a craving, or I don't know, or a fiending, I guess, to just sit down and mindlessly watch anime. And I have to tell you guys, confession of Paul here, confessions of a war gamer, that I love anime. I absolutely love anime. I think it's so awesome, and sometimes you have those
really, really good anime that are just like chalked with feels and stuff. And it is definitely one of the things that you should really watch if you're into that stuff. But I don't know, I'm into that stuff. But and you guys ever been to Anime Expo? That is a I have to tell you guys that is a um, that's a thing to go to. You just got to go to it at least once, probably once in your life. You won't regret it, obviously, because there's these really awesome people who just spend so much time and have so much passion, kind of like what we're doing, and they make their own armor and their own cosplays, and it's really cool watching them take pictures and showing up in their costumes and everything. Um, and I don't know, it's just it makes me happy seeing them and doing the things that they love, what makes them happy. And life is so short, so you might as well just live it up. Do whatever you want, if you're into dressing up as, some fake person, or if you're a dude and you like to dress up as a girl in a maid outfit, then that's cool too. There were those people inside Anime Expo, and it's really interesting. It's really cool to see them, and I think that they have a lot of cojones to do what they do. So if any of you guys out there are cosplayers, big ups to you. Mad respect. I have utmost respect for all you cosplayers out there. Hopefully you guys will have respect for, the war gamers over here, the ones that just kind of sit around and do nothing. Or not really do nothing, but they just paint little figurines. Or we just paint figurines. I can't say I'm not one of them, because I am. Ooh, yeah. So if you guys watch anime, there's this really cool anime I've watched recently, and I would give it a 10 out of 10, or a 9 out of 10. But it's called Kids on the Slope, or in other names, if you want to call it, Sakamichi no Poyan. And it's about a kid who goes to a new school in the countryside. And he's from the city in Japan. He's a city boy basically in Japan, and he goes to school in the countryside because his dad has to go to work or whatever, and so he's staying with his aunt. And he goes to the countryside, and he meets this boy who plays a drum, and he's a pianist himself. He plays the piano, okay? Nothing wrong there. And he basically he forms a little jazz duet with the guy, and then there's just little love. It's just a slice of life anime, and then there's little like love stories here and there, and like he just really likes this girl that hangs out with them when they're rehearsing for big shows and stuff, big jazz shows. It's really cool. You just gotta watch it to see it for yourself. So this is going to take longer than expected, so I'm just gonna cut the video here, and I'll be right back for the next highlight of the gold armor. See you guys. Okay, so we're back, and this time I did a little bit before the video. What I did was I just re-highlighted the gold area with a mixture of a little bit of ceramite white and some auric armor gold,
And what I did was I only touched the very upper parts where the light would be hitting down if I looked up on it. So as you can see, it makes the gold a lot brighter, and as you can see, it makes a very different, shading effect once you put them right next to each other. So the gold is a little bit brighter, and we're just going to highlight the very tops of the gold bits, or in any area that would be hit by the sunlight, right there. And this is going to be a very quick. It's going to be a quick highlight, but all you have to do is be really careful about where you put your paint and how you manage it. Okay. And so we're just gonna look over there, just like that. We don't want to miss this spot right here. Yeah, I'm gonna touch this part up with some gold, and then at the bottom right here. So you can just follow me on this video just to get a general idea of where you can extra highlight the gold. Technically you can just go over it again with auric armor gold, but I like the mixture of ceramite white with auric armor gold because it makes it pop out a little bit more, just a little bit more, and it makes it, I don't know, it's accustomed to my taste, as I should say. Okay. And I'm going to turn the model around. I'm just going to hit this area. You can see a big difference in the two shades of gold. It's not too bad. It makes the gold look very reflective. If you ask me, like a kind of like prismed, I should say. So it makes it look like it has like different dimensions, like it's, like one side is being hit by the light and the other side it isn't. Just wet my brush a bit, get the point on again. I'm going to continue painting the gold bits. Okay. And the gold with the ceramite white gets a little bit better coverage than just plain auric armor gold. Mainly because the ceramite white is a base color. So when layered on top of a layer, you get exactly the effect you want without it breaking through so much. Oh, I messed up a bit there. So to do that, all I just need to do is just get some Mortium blue back in there and just cover it up. It bothers me if I don't correct it right now, probably because I'm on video. Usually I paint with another light source other than my room light, but it'll make the video really hard to see if I turn on my desk light, so I technically just use the overhead light inside my room. So, oh, don't want to forget this part right here. Kind of blend it in with the flesh a bit.
bring this part out a little bit more. Make it pop. Make that area pop. Okay. And that about does it for the gold. So, as you can see, I also went over the shade, the dark areas on the chest with some Nuln Oil to really bring out my highlights, and I went over it a little bit with some diluted Morium Blue to really make it, you know, stand out. And now we're going to go with the Henib Stone, or no, we're gonna re-highlight the bones with oozing. And get some on my wet palette. Wash my brush off. So now we're going to go over the bone areas with oozing, and we're going to water it down quite a bit on our wet palette. And so if you see, what I like to do is I have to have two palettes, one palette just plain water, and one palette is where I keep my paints and such. And we're going to lightly go over it. We want to really leave some of the previous color back. Okay, just like that. So you see, I'm just doing the very tips of the bone areas. Let me get my tip going again. Capillary action just completely separated my brush. Again, I'm just going over the tips of the very brush, the very bones, with a oozing, making sure to leave the previous color in the recesses. This brush is not doing well for me right now. Don't know why. It's just breaking up a lot. It's just splaying a lot now. I clean it and I take care of it, and it's just not doing what I want it to do. Okay. We're gonna do the other ones.
And why do we water it down so much is because if you look closely at the bone, it's like a real life bone where the fresher one towards the middle is like kind of like darker, and then just gets lighter and lighter and lighter as it gets more, sun bleached by this. I mean, sun bleached by the sun. Um, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. I'm just gonna change brushes. Excuse me for a minute. Chocolate. This is one of my favorite brushes. It's not a Games Workshop brush, but it definitely gets the job done, especially with fine detail. Not too thick. Oh no, you're splaying. I think I may enter this contest in this month's Games Workshop painting competition too, and see if I can get something with it, since that's all I've been working on this whole entire month. I couldn't work on any other models. Oh, focus. There we go. Okay, how's it looking? It's looking okay. It's marginal, decent. And I'm pretty sure you guys are wondering, when you guys are looking at my my nail, what happened. It was during AX, and I was just inside the hotel lobbies, and we were kind of messing around, and I got my finger slammed on by our hotel door, and that really sucked, because I just yelled out like, "Open the door!" And then my cousin heard, but he didn't really know why or where it was, or why I should open the door, because I jammed it on from the outside, and I was kind of outside by myself. So I was like, open the door, and then nobody did it, so I had to like, open it by myself. And the doors, and hotel doors, they're really, really heavy, and that was not a fun experience at all. I was not a happy camper. And you can see that the model is coming together very nicely. Kind of looks zinchy. I don't know. I don't know about you, but it's starting to look kind of more blue and gold. And I like how it's kind of like a dark blue, a dark, creepy blue. So I just decided that I will actually paint the lightning bolt on here too, and that's what I'm gonna do after I do all the highlights and the white skull face, and I freehand the Night Lord symbol. Oh yeah. Where's it? Oh yeah, there's that piece of bone right there too. Okay. It's looking pretty nicely. Now that has shade and everything. Better than it did when it had only base coats. So we're just gonna boop, boop, boop. Boop. Right there. Bam. Yes. And then I'm going to do the teeth. And the teeth, we're going to do it one by one. Boop. 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 And just tip my brush again. It's coming along nicely. Everything is going according to plan. Yes, swimmingly. And what I'm doing is I have this little tip that's kind of curled at the tip of the brush for some reason. And I'm just barely going in and just dotting the line. Kind of making a little like white line going down. Oh no. I got some Shakti bone in the mouth. Gotta cover it up. And done and done and done. Done, done, and done. Okay. So I'm just gonna finish up the rest of the bone, and then we'll do the flesh later. Okay, so after I highlighted the bones again, I went over to the flesh, and I did a 1:1 to 1:1 mixture of ball red, Cadian flesh tone, thinner medium, and water. And what that did was it made a little a more sort of lighter red than inside the crevices right here. And then I just kind of covered the whole area except for all the flesh parts except for the crevices. And then I went over again the crevices with a ball red wash to make it really dark again. And then I finally did a mixture of 1:1 to 1 of ceramite white and Cadian flesh tone again, just to give it a really light kind of pale skin color. And then I kind of just highlighted the little knuckles and the higher parts of the flesh. And as you can see, I left some parts of each layer behind while I kept highlighting, and I highlighted all the flesh. So then afterwards, you can also see like gradual, the tone of gradual like changing colors and such. There's like the dark red in the crevices, and then the lighter pink, and then finally the highlight pink. So it looks like it's kind of glistening. So after I did that, by the way, I took a pure ceramite white again, thinned it down with some water, and then I covered the very top parts of the bones, just to make it a little brighter at the tips, so it looked like even more sun bleached and like it's just fading in and out, such as this one right here and there. I went through all the bones like that again, and ooh, I need to do the teeth too. So I'm just covering the whole teeth again with ceramite white. And what I'm using is this little point, this curled point at the tip of my brush that just naturally formed. And what I like to do is I like to perch my pinky on my desk of my hand that's holding the model, and I like to perch another finger on somewhere around the model. And then what I do is I point with my middle finger, so that I can to the part where I want to paint. And what that does is it actually helps me. Just to me, it helps me guide my paint. It's kind of like looking at the elbow of another person while giving them a high five will help you get that high five perfectly. Oh, look, I'm painting my nails. Isn't that cute? And there we have it. So, later I will do, when I have time again, it's getting late, so I'll cut the video now, and then I will, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the paint the white skull onto the face, and then the Night Lord's emblem, and then finally I'm going to do some lightning bolts for you once I get the colors tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then.
Okay guys, so we're back, and as you can see, I've done quite a bit of things in the time that has passed. What you guys didn't know was between the time that I cut the video and now has been about like 3 weeks, and I've been really busy with school and stuff. You know, midterms are around and such, and I've just had so many reports I had to write. I'm writing a big research report too on whether or not sexual offenders should be castrated. So if you ever want to put some input inside the comment section below, feel free. But anyways, what I did was I coated the fleshy parts with Ard Coat, Citadel Technical Ard Coat, as well as to give it a really glossy and nasty, slimy, fresh looking, flesh looking color to make it look like it just barely popped out of the armor. And then I also covered the hand in some Tamiya Clear Red X27, and that really made it look really bloody in the darker recesses of the hands, such as right there, and like over up in there between the fingers and such. I mixed a bit of Abaddon Black and Dryad Bark in order to give it a kind of oxidized look for the blood, and that's what I did. And then for the fresher looking blood, more at the fingertips and such, I just did pure Tamiya Clear Red, so that it would really look fresh, and it really makes the bottle look kind of really disgusting and just really pop out at you. So then finally I also did the lightning bolts. As you can see, I kind of went pretty wild on the lightning bolts, very erratic, random at most, and the colors to do it were I base coated with a northern blue, and what I did was I just made the patterns right here. I made the pattern, and then I used Ulthuan Gray to kind of go inside the line that I made with a northern blue, and then finally I finish it off with I highlighted it further with some ceramite white. And what I did with that was I just put it in the junctions where the lightning would split off, like say right here and right there, and just various areas where the lightning splits off. And so that's about it. All I did. So I'm going to cut the video again, and I'm going to do the Night Lord's pattern on his shoulder blade, his skull painted face, and then as well as the backpack, and I'll just finish up the model from there. The painting competition for Games Workshop is on Saturday, which is, and I think right now it's 1:22 a.m. in the morning. Friday, it's tomorrow, and I really want to get this in for that competition so I can try to win, hopefully, a trophy to give to Kevin. So cut the video now. See you guys later. Okay guys, so I finished the model, and today is September 28th, 2013. Today is also Games Workshop's painting competition day, so I finished it up. And yesterday I actually went to Disneyland with the lady boss because she wanted to see some Halloween festivities. Premium Club Pass member, woo! Premium Club. If you guys got some Premium Club, feel free to hit me up and go to Disneyland together. So, anyways, what I did was I went over the emblem, the Night Lord's emblem, and then I did the the skull face painting, and then I went over the to the backpack and the wings. So for the emblem, I did a base coat of ceramite white for the skull, and then what was it? Oh, Mephistone red for the wings, and then I highlighted it up with in the middle with Evil Sun Scarlet. So you see a little bit of a transition between the two colors. And then I highlighted up the skull a little bit with some white scar. Now for the skull face paint, I did just, Celestial Gray. And I went over the areas that, are kind of a little bit raised, leaving, like for right here, the little crease under the eye. I just left it, so it looks like a real actual skull, like kind of like Punisher skull. And then I just left the teeth, plain. So then, it just kind of goes together, and his face just looks like a big skull. Now for the wings and the backpack, I went over it with my my mixture of Morium Blue and Nagroth Night. And then I washed it with Known Oil. And then I did a mixture of, for highlighting the arms area, where it's more of arms instead of the backpack. I went over it with a mixture of 1:1 of Morium Blue and Northern Blue. So that's that. It was a good highlight, right? And then I did the wings with some Cadian Flesh Tone, or if you guys have it, Talarn Flesh. And then I went over that with a wash of Reichland Flesh Shade. And then after that Reichland Flesh Shade wash, I did a light glaze of Drukai Violet. So what that does is it makes it look a little bit more bruised, a little bit more purplish, and it has some sores and stuff, because I wanted to. I did some blots of just pure Leviathan Drukai Violet to make it look like it has some sores too on the wings, like that one right there. But anyways, I did that, and then I went over the little cracks in the wings and stuff, and in the crevices with just pure Drukai Violet again. So it really brings out the purple a little bit more. And then I did the same stuff I did for the fangs or whatever. Just Rakarth Flesh. Oh yeah, Rakarth Flesh. Or if you have the old paint range, Dehenib Stone, with a wash of Angrax Earthshade, and then highlight it up with Ceramite White again. So I also did the metal parts with Runefang Steel, and then I just gave it a wash of Known Oil. And the little tiny skull right there, I did a Rakarth Flesh / Dehenib Stone. And then I went over it with a wash of Agrax Earthshade. And then finally a just highlight of Ceramite White. So that about does it. I'm about to go walk over to... I also coated the membrane area of the wings with some Ard coat, and then I decided to why not just make the arms covered in Ard coat too, because it's going to be moving, so I want it to look like really slimy and nasty. So I did the arms and the membranes of the wings in Ard coat too. I covered it to make it look slimy. So that's about it. I'm about to go walk on over to Games Workshop, which is like a 45-minute walk because I'm home alone today. No cars are home, so can't really borrow a car or something like that. But I'll be getting a car soon. Don't worry about that. So yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed my tutorial, and I'll see some guys. I'll see you guys again sometime in the future. Maybe next time I'll be painting a warrior priest, by Cyber Miniatures. I really like this model. Or I'll be painting my Spooky Toberfest is coming up, so I'll be painting my vampire count. And then I have a special appearance from, what is this? Dun, 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 Warhammer Fantasy. Dun, 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 dun. Some Forge World. Morngol. Morngol. Forge World Morngol. I'm super excited to paint that for Spooky Toberfest and for next month's painting competition as well. So I'll see you guys next time, and happy wargaming!